This is a Celebration.com look at the HTC Touch Pro. Today I'm going to go through and just show the device off, show some of its design and the features around the unit, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the TouchFlow 3D technology on the device and the Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional output that you do receive. Starting with the front of the device, we can see that it does have a very nice clear screen, very easy to see all of the menus on the screen. Very nice home screen, and here you do have like your clock, so you can change that very easily right from the front of the device. Looking below the screen, we see that it's actually a pretty bare unit. Here we have our home, so this will actually let me, if I'm sitting on a different menu and I push home, that's going to actually, oops, let me hit home. It's actually going to bring me back to the home screen. Below that we have our call buttons. You can see very easy to dial numbers on the screen as well, and of course you can go back to home, hitting that home key again. Then we have our end call button here as well, and then our back key. Now, even though you can't see them here, there actually is, and I'll just push on them right here, the D-pad, and then of course the button to make your selections there as well. That's located very easily and flush with the device. They try to keep everything very flush on the unit, right down to the glass that covers up the VGA secondary video conferencing camera. Looks like I hit a button there. Aside from that, we're going to go ahead and look over at the side of the device. Here we have our volume rocker. I can go all the way down with this and go into vibrate or silent. One of the only issues I have with this rocker is that if you see there, if I'm pushing and I'm not holding the sliding mechanism on the keyboard, it can actually become kind of difficult to push that button. Aside from that, you can see it's pretty bare because it is all internal memory found on this device. There is no micro SD or micro SDHC card slot, so it keeps a very smooth appearance other than this power standby key at the top, which is actually really smooth with the unit. And then, as you can see, there is no camera button on here, even though we do have this 3.2 megapixel camera. Even with an LED flash, unfortunately you have to get to that through the menu since they left that off the unit. And then on the bottom here we do have our USB. The XT USB port on this controls the headset, so you do need to use an HTC adapter unfortunately, and also charges the device as well as data syncs it. So that's a quick look around the device. Now I'm just going to go ahead and turn this to the side, and when I flip this open you're going to see it's going to bring me into my keyboard layout. Now one of the things I really like on this keyboard is that the function button on it actually allows you to launch a couple of the main features. So like if I hit function and then the sim button here, it's actually going to launch my browser, which is a nice little feature on the unit. You can also do function and then T9 if you want to use T9 capabilities. You can see it is a QWERTY keyboard, and there is quite a bit of functions available on the device, which is nice for, you know, maybe if you need to use different money symbols such as the pound or the euro. Obviously this is an overseas device and that's why those are on there. It does have the dollar sign as well though. So very nice keyboard. It closes and opens very smoothly, which I really appreciated on the device. One of the other things that I really like is the use of the stylus on this device. Now watch when I go to put the stylus in. I'm going to just go ahead and turn it to the side. You see it pops right in by itself thanks to the magnetic portion of the stylus. But going back to the front of the device, if you haven't used TouchFlow 3D before, it's very simple to use. I can take my finger, for instance, here and go through all the different options on the unit. And it's really set up so that you can get from one option to the other before your finger leaves the end of the screen. And then, of course, if you're in something such as, well, let's actually look at music. I really like the music player that is on here. You can actually slide between the different music options. For instance, let's say I want to go down and look at the different albums that are on here. That's very easy to do. And so I just switched it over there. And you can flip back up through them again, flip back down through them, kind of like the iPhone. It actually functions a lot in the same way. And then, of course, hit that home key, and I'm right back at the home screen again. And then with TouchFlow 3D, you can also move up and down on devices, so I just threw that out there. And then, oops, let me go ahead and hit home there, hit the wrong button. And then, of course, you do have your standard Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional on here, which allows you to get all of the functionality that you would from Windows Mobile 6.1, including your Exchange Server 2007, threaded text messaging, which is a new feature on Windows Mobile 6.1, as well as the rest of those features. If you want a size comparison, putting this next to the Omnia, you can see that the height isn't too much of a difference. The Omnia is a little bit bigger. Both of these have GPS and assisted GPS. One of the differences you'll notice, though, and I'm going to turn this sideways, is the Touch Pro is considerably thicker. It is a heavier device. You can feel it when you hold it. You're going to feel You can even hear the difference when I kind of put them down there between the two. But that's just a quick look at the HTC Touch Pro. It is a quad-band GSM device. It does offer 3G capabilities, as well as a lot more features. You can go to Celebration.com, look at our specs page there, and you actually see some of the specs as well as a full written review of the HTC Touch Pro. Thank you.